I think everybody's goal should be to leave the gym and want to buy a larger pair of jeans. Hello everyone, my name is Brianna, but you can call me Bri. I'm a personal trainer and a nutrition coach with a passion for bodybuilding, and welcome to my new apartment and filming space. Now in today's video, we are going to talk a little bit about glute kickbacks. How to do them, which ones are my favorite variations, what cues you should be following, just so you can get the most out of that movement. Now, first of all, why even bother doing glute kickbacks? Whenever we're training for a better and stronger looking posterior, we always want to implement a variety of exercises. We want to implement first heavy compound exercises like the barbell hip thrusts or dumbbell RDLs or whatever variation of deadlift. But we also want to include some isolation exercises, just like the glute kickbacks. Those isolation exercises are amazing. They can be done at the end of your workout so you can achieve that big, juicy pump, a pump so big that you're leaving the gym thinking that you might need a larger pair of jeans at the end of this workout. Now, the glute kickbacks can be done in larger sets, lighter loads. They're great also for progressive overload. So let's get into types and cues while you're performing the exercise. First, let's start talking about machine glute kickbacks. There are a ton of machines that pretty much do the same trick at the gym. Some of them look like this, and this, and this. Now in this next clip, you're going to see me perform glute kickbacks on a machine that I do happen to have available at my local bodybuilding friendly gym, and shout out to Strong and Shapely in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Now, as we mentioned earlier, the goal here is to isolate the glute muscles. So what you should do is make sure that your hips are staying square, your torso is facing forward, and there's little to no movement coming from anywhere else but from your glutes and the leg on that side of the glute that you are working on. So what you want to do is hips are square, facing forward, and rather than thinking of kicking back, I know it's called a kickback, but I don't like calling it a kickback because the name kind of implies that you might be using some momentum, which is what a lot of people do. Think of squeezing your glutes in order to lift up your leg. Hold that contraction on top. Really push through your heel. Imagine as if you're trying to push a wall away with your heel so that you're keeping constant tension throughout the entire leg. Again, very important. Hold the contraction for a little bit and then slowly come back forward. Moving in that motion, constantly thinking of your hip flexors and your hips facing forward, if not even downwards towards the floor, squeezing your glutes to lift up your leg with your heel, pushing, and imagining that you're pushing a wall or whatever you want to be pushing away from you, and then moving your leg back forward. Slow and controlled as usual, well, at least in most times, is the name of the game. The cable pulley kickbacks are an awesome variation if your gym doesn't happen to have a specific machine that helps you isolate your glutes. All you're going to need is a cable machine with an adjustable pulley or just a pulley that is placed low on the machine, and a comfy, and I'm saying comfy because it kind of makes a difference, pair of ankle straps like these ones. You can find a link in the description box towards my Amazon store if you'd like to support in that way as well, and pick up these. I've had them for a while. I'm really happy with them. They have the double loops over here, padded, so they're nice and comfortable. Once again, the cues here are very similar to what you would do if you have a machine that helps you isolate the glutes. So you are going to make sure that your torso and your hips are square and facing forward, hip flexor pointed either forward or a little towards the floor. You are going to squeeze your glutes and extend your leg. There's going to be little to no movement coming from anywhere else but your glute and leg. You're going to push with your heel, keep an active leg, and slowly come back forward. Obviously, we're holding the contraction. Pretty much the same thing, it's just slightly different because you're using a different type of resistance depending on what equipment you have available wherever you are. And now, just because I really care about your gains and everybody's gains, let me give you an example of a quick glute workout that's going to leave you satisfied, pumped, and excited for the gains that are about to come. You could easily implement that in your program once a week, maybe even twice a week if you switch up the reps and a couple of different things. So here is how it could go. We'll have you start with bodyweight hip thrusts, 2 sets of 30 reps. Stay focused throughout the motion, squeeze your glutes, get a nice pump. Rest for about 30 to 60 seconds and do a second set of hip thrusts. Then grab a band. You're going to do a set of 30 banded good mornings. Rest for 30 to 60 seconds. The shorter the rest here, the better. And perform another set of banded good mornings. And with that, your warm-up is kind of complete. Make sure you focus on moving through the right parts of your body, your hamstrings, your glutes. Squeeze, hold contractions. You should feel nice and pumped and warmed up and ready to get to work. You're gonna jump right into your first sort of heavy exercise, and that will be the leg press machine with your feet high and wide on the platform. Your toes are going to be pointed out, your knees are slightly going to be pointed out, and you will be focused on pushing a lot more through those sexy hammies and glutes, because that's exactly what we're working on today. You're going to give me about 4 sets of 12 to 15 reps. Really challenge yourself and make sure that those last 2 to 5 reps are a grunt work, but also leave some steam in the tank because I do have more in store for you. After that, I want you to follow up with quick but efficient and moderately heavy 3 sets of 15 dumbbell RDLs. Make sure with those that you're keeping your back straight, that you're pushing your hips back. I do have a video on the topic of deadlifts and different cues for that. You can find the link at the end of this video. And you're going to make sure that you're stretching, fully stretching your hamstrings at the bottom and squeezing hamstrings and glutes to bring your body all the way upright. After your 3 sets of 15 reps, you're going to grab a barbell, set it up for some barbell hip thrusts, or if your gym happens to have a machine for hip thrusts, you can go ahead and use that one. Those are a lot of fun, and you're going to do 4 sets of 15 to 20 reps. And remember, those don't need to be too heavy in order to be efficient. Just make sure you're squeezing through the right parts, your glutes contracting on top of the movement, holding the contraction for a second, and controlling the weight on the way down. Now, no ego lifting. You don't need to lift a ton of weight in order to get good looking glutes. You're going to finish off with the machine or cable kickbacks that we have been talking about this entire video, with 4 sets of 20 to 25 reps on each side. Now, if you choose to give this workout a try, please let me know how it went. And if you enjoy more content like this, fitness, nutrition, a sprinkle of corgi cuteness, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and the little bell notification, and I will see you next time. Did you like my part about the jeans? I think everybody's goal should be to leave the gym and want to buy a larger pair of jeans.